Hello, and welcome to Talking Schmidt. I'm your host, Eric Schmidt.
Hi, I'm Greg Burmeister.
And it's just Greg and me today. We're gonna talk a little bit about some things that are going on in the world. You know, it's kind of difficult sometimes to do like a light and comical podcast when there's like a lot of bad things going on. But as you mentioned to me in private, the stonk, is it stock? Stonk. Stark market.
Yeah.
Starket is what we call it for short
Yes.
in the biz. I've been to Wall Street. I know what's going on.
Yeah, same.
Stock market, I'm sure by the time this episode comes out, though, it'll be back down.
It'll be tanked.
But it rebounded a little bit, right? Like it went up. I'll tell you who's not celebrating, though. Apparently Tesla, still not good. Like still down like 71%, I think I saw.
Yeah,
so,
really blowing it.
Yeah, well, which is fair because like, you know, that guy, Elon Musk, he's not good. So it makes sense that like that they would be like failing in some way, you know. And like, and he's in charge of like this government thing, but it's not really a government agency, right? Like I feel like it's not actually a government agency.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not like legally a government agency, but like they let them do a bunch of shit that government agencies do. For some reason.
It's government efficiency. Basically, he just fires people.
Right, and claims that he's uncovering like a lot of fraud and saving people a bunch of money, but they haven't like arrested anyone. So you know, and then also like the government spending is up. So I'm like, well, what happened? I don't understand what's going on. But I guess he's taking a break, right? He's going.
Yeah, he said he's going to spend more time with his company since it's failing so bad.
I mean, I'm sure the people who are like shareholders at Tesla. Well, I don't know. Is that a good thing? Because like you saw how he handled like Doge. And that wasn't good. So if he's like, I'll focus more on this, it's like, maybe don't, man. Maybe focus on your
maybe
kids.
Let the other people do their thing.
Maybe try and spend time with like your family, you know, instead of like wearing one on your head in case you get shot or something, you know, like fucking weirdo. He's real weird. And he claimed he was autistic. Did he claim he was autistic, or is that just what people are saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he ever like came out and said he had autism.
Not that all autistic people are weird, by the way.
No,
I know.
I have many friends who have autism, and I actually didn't even know until they told me.
Right? So, So you know, we're here at Talking Schmidt. We're not pro autism, but we're cool with people who are autistic.
We don't judge.
Yeah, we're friendly. We're friendly to autistic people. Man, that might get me canceled. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know what's going on. In sadder news than the stock market going kind of up, the Pope passed away. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh man, every morning I put on the ABC World News while I'm working, just in the background.
The liberal media.
And yes. And
just so you can be mad at it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you can shake your head.
I love to start my morning just getting really angry.
All right, so I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure people know you're angry at the liberal media.
Always.
so you're watching, and what happened?
Yeah, and so from the day he died, the rest of the week, it was like 3 or 4 days in a row. It's all they talked about for like 4 hours straight every morning. And I was like, I get it. The guy died, but it was just like they didn't cover anything else. And I was like, settle down.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like, because I've been alive for, I think, 2 popes who died. Like, Pope John Paul was pope when I think both of us were born.
John Paul Jones.
Yeah. Pope John Paul II, he was pope when we were born, I believe, and then he died in like 2004, I want to say.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know.
And it was a big deal then, I remember, on the news. I feel like actually I think his maybe got more like.
Oh, one thing that I thought was really funny is ABC News, which is headquartered in New York, sent one of their reporters to the Vatican.
Sure.
And he was like, they did this really quick segment, probably 1 minute. And he was just like, I'm here live outside the Vatican. The Pope has died. And he didn't really say anything else. And that was the segment. I was like,
what an expensive,
you put up a green screen, like showed the Vatican behind.
You're already fake news. Just go full fake, dude. Just
really
lie about where you are.
All the way to Italy, just to say hello.
Sounds like it was that guy's idea. He's like, someone should be in Italy.
Yeah, free vacation
to say this. But yeah, so and then I remember like when the one guy who replaced Pope John Paul II. He retired. He was like the Nazi Pope. You remember him? I forget. Benedict?
No,
Pope Benedict?
I never really paid attention to the popes much.
Well, that's because you're not Catholic, right?
No.
See, I was born Catholic. I wasn't born Catholic. That's not a thing. I was raised Catholic.
Yes.
But so there was Pope Benedict. And he didn't. Well, he did eventually die, but he didn't die while in office, as they say. And they don't say that, by the way. But he died, or he resigned. He retired from being pope, and then they replaced him with this guy
John.
No. Pope. The one. That
Oh,
just
this
died.
one.
Yeah. The
Francis.
Pope Francis, who seemed like a cool guy. Like he was,
they called him the People's Pope.
Yeah. So I mean, he seemed like way cooler than any other pope ever, maybe. And so that was, I'm kind of sad that he died, and he died quite tragically. He overdosed on drugs at Coachella.
Yeah, heroin, some bad. He thought it was, I think, ecstasy, but
Molly.
And then there was some other stuff in it.
Which always test your drugs, guys. That's the lesson here.
Or just don't do them.
Yeah, or don't do them. I mean, but that Pope, man, he was fun. So it makes sense he was at Coachella, having a good time.
He was the people's Pope.
Yeah, right.
I heard them say that about 40 times on the news.
On the ABC News.
Yes.
Well, and of course I'm joking. He didn't die from a drug overdose at Coachella. He actually met with Vice President J.D. Vance, and then he killed himself.
Yep.
So if you know someone who's struggling with depression or thinking about suicide,
don't meet with John Darrell Vance.
Right. There's also, I was going to recommend an 800 number or whatever, the anti-suicide hotline, but yeah, just avoid JD Vance if you're not doing great mentally. So today is, I think, the funeral, right? Like we're recording this Saturday, the day of the funeral, and Donald John Trump, current president of the United States, by the way, he's there, and he wore everyone else was wearing black. He wore blue. I think maybe by accident,
or maybe it's just red tie, probably.
Or maybe he's just doing a power move, one of his patented art of the deal shits. Like, go to a funeral, everyone's be wearing black. You'll stick out more if you wear blue. Just saying. I'm just not even going to attempt to do a Trump impression. I'm going to talk in like a slightly higher voice than my own.
Hey, there you go.
But he, so he's wearing blue, and everyone's like, what are you doing? But he met with Zelensky, Volodymyr Zelensky, king of Ukraine, I think is what they called him. And he, and it seemed like they had like a more productive meeting than that last one they had, where J.D. Vance was like, you need to say thank you, or whatever. Yeah. So hopefully like some good comes from that. Although I'm so confused by that whole situation, because it's like, rarely do you get black and white things in international politics where it's like, all right, clearly that country is doing the bad thing. Like Russia invaded Ukraine. There's no other way to say that. Like that is what happened.
That's one fact. Everyone can agree on.
So it's like, all right, well then just be like, all right, Russia, you can't do this. You gotta get out of here, man.
Pipe down.
You try and you didn't win like fast enough. So you just got to go. You got to get out. But like for some reason, Trump's trying to make it like, Zelensky, what do you did wrong. And it's like, that guy didn't do wrong. What are we talking about? Everybody lost their goddamn mind.
I tell you,
Greg. And then I saw in the news, this is just news hour, by the way, but not like those folks at ABC News.
Yeah,
we're real news.
Liberal media.
Yeah, we're just regular media. We're fair and balanced here. So the FDA is stopping some routine food inspections. Do you find that alarming?
Yeah, I think that's a little weird.
Yeah, like I'm not great about that. I don't feel good about that. Like I feel like there's already a lot of like not great stuff in our food, you know. And I'm not going to go so far as to be like a conspiracy theorist about it or anything, but like you can look up what the FDA already allows to be in your
I mean,
food.
like most processed food has some
bugs, some rat bits,
some plastic,
and there's already tons of microplastics and everything. So it's like, what are we doing here? And apparently dairy is going to get like a lot worse for everyone. You know, they're going to let like a lot, which like also if you buy factory meats or factory dairy products, like it's already got a lot of gross shit going on. A lot of hormones too, a lot of preservatives, you know, like you want to avoid all that. And man, I can't help but think the politicians, the people in power, the elites, the people that are really running shit, I feel like they're trying to kill us.
Yes.
I feel like they're trying to kill us. And like, you know, for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're heavily overpopulated too. They want to get the numbers down.
So maybe they have an argument.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like that guy, that Luigi Mangione guy, who, by the way, recently pleaded not guilty.
Yeah.
Which
is all right, kind of funny.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, sure. He, you know, maybe he was acting in self-defense. Maybe.
Yeah. You never know.
Because like they're trying to kill us, so maybe killing them.
Yeah.
You know?
Saved his own life.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm not excited about this FDA limiting their routine food inspections, because like I like clean water.
Yeah,
right?
it's preferred.
And food. I like food that's not gonna like, because you've been out of the country before.
Yeah.
The food tastes way better.
It does.
Because it's like real fucking food. It's not been fucked with in some weird goddamn way like we're doing here. So. And I would encourage any listener or viewer to go to travel and see see for yourself.
Yeah.
Just see
try some non-American food.
Don't take our word for it. Go try what a tomato or whatever it tastes like in Europe, man. Like, I mean, Italy, for God's sake. Whew, man, whatever they're doing with the ground there that they're growing the food from.
Yeah, they figured it out.
Ooh. It's fucking good. I don't know if you saw this. There was a student who went to Colombia.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this guy? His name is Mahmoud Khalil, I think is how you pronounce that. He was a student activist. He was very pro-Palestine. But I read that like he was very cool with like other Jewish students. Like a lot of Jewish students said good things about him. Like, he was not one of these.
He wasn't just like a crazy, angry.
No, he wasn't like a violent. He wasn't violent.
Yeah.
He wasn't calling for anything terrible. As far as I've looked into it. As far as I can tell, he hasn't like done anything terrible or said anything really all that bad. And he got just snatched up, got disappeared, got taken to like fucking Louisiana, and they're trying to deport him to that El Salvador. Which like increasing, the more you hear about that place, by the way, it sounds like it's like a death camp or like a slave labor camp.
Yeah, I saw videos from inside of it.
Yeah, or like a torture camp. Some people I think are accurately comparing it to the camps that the Germans used in the Holocaust.
Wow.
Because like you're sending people there without due process, which is what the Germans did in the Holocaust, which is what the Nazis did, and it's in another country, which is like how they did back then too, because the concentration camps at first were not in Germany. They were the Auschwitz is in Poland, right? Yeah. So am I saying that every Republican or every person who's for this is a 1930s German Nazi? No. Am I saying it's fair to compare some things?
Yeah,
yes.
There are some similarities.
There are some similarities, and I think it's fair. People that are like, no, once you bring it up, you lost the argument. It's like, maybe in the past, yes.
Yeah.
But we didn't really think you'd get this fucking close.
Yeah, exactly.
So, kind of on you actually. But anyway, so they're talking about deporting this guy, and it's quite sad. He's got like his I think his wife just gave birth to their kid, which and he's still like just kind of in legal limbo. And then someone said it was legal, or some judge said it is legal to deport him, and it's troubling. And it makes you wonder what you would do if you would handle the situation any differently than he did. Like if they came and like started, because like they keep doing it to American citizens. Now I don't think he was born here, right? Like he was not born here, but his status in this country was that he was legal. He was allowed to be here.
Yeah.
But they took him anyway, and you keep hearing like reports about them taking people who are just U.S. citizens by accident, and taking them and deporting them, and then not being able to get them back. And quite horrifying. I mean, like, I think I'm visibly white enough that maybe that wouldn't happen to me, but good Lord. I mean, you don't know. These ICE agents, they're probably not the brightest crayons in the box.
No.
So, like, they might make a mistake. They might just be like, Beard, he must be Cuban. We got to,
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, wait hold on. I thought you liked Cubans. But so, yeah, I mean, it's just, it's fucking scary. But you wonder what you would do if you were in that situation. Would you fight him? If you had a gun, would you try to shoot him? If you had a knife, would you try to stab him? Like, what are you putting up a fight? Or are you just like hoping that if you go peacefully and obey their orders or whatever, you'll get treated nice? Like, it's scary, man.
Yeah.
It's scary to think. And then like, you got all these like Second Amendment like tough guys who are always like, well, we got to have guns in case there's a tyrannical government we got to overthrow. It's like, dog, you're there.
Yeah.
Fucking go get him. Go get him, bud.
Actions speak louder than words.
The thing you've been waiting for.
Yeah, this is what.
Are you in luck, my friend? And I looked it up and talked to a lawyer about this. You see like debate about it online, like because there were people who like showed pictures of the ICE agents who've been like arresting people or taking people into custody. Also, some of them aren't even ICE agents. Some of them are just like bounty hunters, and people will take like pictures of them if they're not covering their face.
Yeah, they're like independent contractors.
Yeah, and they'll post them and be like, we've got to try and find out who this is, and sometimes people will be like, it's illegal to dox, and is what that's called. And try and find out information about someone and put it out on the internet. It's illegal to dox ICE agents, is an argument you'll hear. It is not.
No,
it is not illegal to dox ICE agents. You can totally find out who they are and put their information on the internet. So if anyone tells you that it's illegal, that is a lie.
Especially if it's these guys who aren't even real ICE agents.
Right.
They're just like regular people.
So it's totally legal to dox them. And if anyone tells you it's not, they're probably lying or they're just wrong. Or they just really like militant assholes, So like you gotta, anyway, dox away if you're into that kind of thing. And I saw they arrested a judge too. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
they arrested
I saw that
a judge
too.
in Milwaukee for like, and they're alleging that she tried to
help someone who was
an immigrant. Yeah. And like I don't know if that person. I don't know what that person's status was. And frankly, I don't really care. But like arresting a judge is like a step that I don't think has been taken in this country, and it is the kind of thing that they do in the scarier countries and at the scarier times in our world's history. So hopefully that doesn't happen anymore, and hopefully hopefully nothing too bad comes from that. But alarming times either way. And then I saw that. That Pete, how do you pronounce that guy's last name?
Hegseth.
Pete Hegseth.
Yeah.
Former Fox News guy, right? He worked at Fox, I believe.
Yeah. I guess.
I think he was a Fox News personality.
Sounds about right.
He looks like a Fox News personality.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the look.
Yeah.
And he has the white nationalist tattoo that I think they look for at Fox News. But he accidentally was sending like war plans. Well, he did that once, right? Like, quite famously, he did that once. Included a journalist by accident. which like what? But he did it again with, I think, his wife, his lawyer, and his mom, I think. And I'm guessing it must have been the lawyer that was like, hey, well, you did it again.
You probably
you did it again, dummy. Like, can you not? Would you stop doing it? So I think now they are actually going to replace him.
Yeah,
they're going on the old 2 strikes, you're out.
Yeah,
which is good. You know,
in this case, it's better than 3 waiting for the 3rd strike.
Yeah, I mean, I'd feel good about 1 strike, you're out. And this kind of like accidentally sharing more plans. But you know, whatever. You know, he's someone who struggles with substances. So
yes,
you know, maybe that's not who you put in charge of that kind of thing.
Yeah, so you send him to Coachella.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, make him test the Pope's drugs, I think. So anyway, you know, that's it for news time. Just wanted to get everyone caught up on what's going on. Although I'm sure by Thursday, when this episode goes up, there will be just so much more will have happened.
And more developments in the stuff we already talked about.
Yeah, this will be outdated.
Yeah.
If we're alive.
Yeah, you never know.
You know, they could drop the big one.
Yep.
If you know what I mean. So we got live snakes.
Yes.
Coming up tonight. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I gotta get ready.
Oh no.
I gotta shower
what
up.
What time is it? Where am I?
Live snakes tonight at the Gutter. Come on by if you're in the New York metropolitan area. Kevin McCaffrey hosts. We got Steve Young from The Late Show.
Yeah.
Not from the San Francisco 49ers. Different Steve Young. We got Connor Cregan on that show. Mia Jackson. And Christian Finnegan from Chappelle Show.
Yes.
So should be an exciting time there at Live Snakes at the Gutter. $10 cash to get in. Yeah. Doors at 8:30. Show at 9. Greg on guitar.
Rock and roll.
Can't beat that. And then I have a show May 10th.
Yeah.
Saturday, May 10th. In beautiful, historic, sunny Lakeland, Florida.
Very nice.
Same weekend as Mayfair, which is a fun like art thing they do.
Oh, that's cool.
Around one of the lakes, one of the beautiful lakes.
Yes, the
historic lakes.
Historic lakes.
Lake Morton, I believe, is the one they do that around. So anyway, come out to that. I'll be opening for the hilarious Rojo Perez.
Yes.
At the Union Hall there in Lakeland, Florida. Anyway. I've been holding this cup to take a sip of water the entire announcement time here. This is like church, you know. We do like a little preaching. We do a little announcements.
Yeah, a little fun announcement time.
Drink a little wine. Eat a little Eucharist. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching, and we hope to see you soon. Talking Schmidt is recorded at Burmeister Studios in
Astoria, Queens.
Opening music is by Greg Burmeister. Closing music is by
Greg Burmeister.
Our intern is Jason Travis. If you like what you've heard, please like, follow, and write a review for us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you didn't like it, please keep listening to it, but keep your opinions to yourself. If you really liked it, you can find bonus episodes over on our Talking Schmidt Patreon page. Membership is just $5 per month, and it goes a long way to buy us the equipment and bourbon we need. Thanks in advance, and hope you're doing great.